Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Andrew, and thank you for joining us for Hebrews Podcast.
where we talk about our personal experiences being dads and the day-to-day life of raising kids.
And coffee.
Lots of
Lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's going. Got my coffee, so we're good.
I got some coffee too. What do you got over there?
Peppermint bark with a little bit of 2%
Rough,
milk.
rough. All right.
I need anything with peppermint, and
I do love myself some peppermint, but all the choices from our local establishment have like tons of creamy stuff, and I'm pretty sure that irritates my my lactose intolerance.
would probably.
So this morning I have a salted caramel mocha, which probably has some dairy in it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But with oat milk.
Oat.
Oat milk.
Yeah, I'm excited for these other kinds of coffee that we've got lined up.
We got a lot of stuff to come up.
I literally, Lainey I was telling her about the coffee I have in the cupboard.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You do not need to go get any more coffee." I was like, "Honey, it's for the podcast."
Oh, we need plenty of coffee. It's not going to go bad.
No.
It might go bad, but it's not going to go bad.
Not the beans.
Bad.
Not the beans. Because the beans actually, don't beans last a lot?
They probably do. They might lose different flavors or gain different flavors throughout
There you
time.
go.
They might gain different flavors.
Yeah, I'm excited for I've got
don't know.
4 different kinds of coffee sitting in my.
I've got a few different kinds of coffee too. There's nothing really exotic or special. It's just basically like Colombian roasts and whatnot.
Yeah, but this will be fun.
It's different coffees, so that's good.
Yeah, mixing in the different kinds that we can make and
Different ways we can make it
different
too.
ways. Yes.
Yeah, we can do lots of different ways of making coffee. Just squeeze the beans into our mouth,
Oh, actually,
run some hot
actually,
water through our
those are
hands, and siphon it.
What is it? Is it the chocolate covered beans?
Oh, the
We could do
espresso,
that.
the chocolate covered espresso
Yeah,
beans.
that would be good.
Those are wild. I don't know if I like them, to be honest.
I've had them once,
Okay.
and I remember them being fairly okay.
It tastes good, but then the leftover bean in your mouth is like, what do I do with it?
Yeah, it's like that sludge. Have you ever had like a true like Arabic coffee or like a Middle Eastern style coffee?
Oh yeah, no, maybe probably.
They literally, I had it when I was in Israel, and you dump the grounds into the cup, and then the last like couple sips you don't drink because
chew.
it's just sludge.
Oh okay.
Yeah, there's actually some people do kind of swirl it around and then you spit it out
Throw
or
it in your
whatever.
mouth. All right.
But yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty good. We could try that one day. That'd be fun.
I'd be up for that. I haven't done that, although I have done it kind of when like my parents or in-laws have made coffee. Please don't watch this. And they're like, I don't know what's at the bottom of this, but if this is like 3 days ago's pot, I'm not gonna drink that bottom half either.
Yeah, that is kind of the worst when you're not expecting it,
Right.
and then there's just like
Absolutely.
you get coffee beans in your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's gonna be fun. I'm
Yeah,
super
I'm
excited.
looking forward to it. We got some good coffee at least
Yeah.
today,
Yeah,
and then down the road we'll have different coffees.
yeah. Matching close to matching mugs, and yeah, we'll be
Very
ready
nice
to rock
mugs.
and roll.
Yeah, we'll get rid of these white paper cups.
Yeah. We more fancy than that.
We are fancy fellas.
Yeah. Well, today we just want to kind of open it up. We had our first little intro podcast, but we felt like, hey, it'd be cool to open up and talk about life in our own context.
Yeah,
and
expound a little bit about
Yeah.
our family dynamics or our lives.
dive a little deeper,
Yeah.
as they say. So, if you want to go first, and then
Sure.
we can.
Yeah. First of all, I'll talk. I think I had mentioned before that I am a stay-at-home dad. My wife is a physician at the local hospital system. So I'm at home with the kids, and I have 3 kids. One is 8, one is 6, and one is just almost 1 year. So I've got my hands covered at home, full and covered of whatever substance. It might be sticky, might be slippery and slimy. It might be looking for scissors or tape all day, doing
Glitter.
crafts and whatever.
Yep.
Usually it's not super busy during the day when the older kids are at school, but I do have to deal with a baby who is lovely, and she takes up a lot of attention. So I also have a dog who is 2.5, almost 3 years old. She'll be 3 in July. So yeah, it's busy at home, and a lot of people kind of have a stigma about a stay-at-home dad. It's like, what do? Do you just sit at home and do nothing? Well, no. Stay-at-home moms don't sit at home and do nothing.
Right.
You wouldn't say that to a stay-at-home mom. No, we take care of kids. Sorry, moving the microphone to my other hand. This stand is heavy. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. It was me. and it's not the greatest idea. If I had had it on the table, that'd be better. But we're sitting on a couch.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out a different setup eventually. But
yeah. So yeah, being a stay-at-home dad, I have my hands full and covered. Sometimes there's free time. Not gonna lie, if the baby's sleeping, I could have time to do chores, do some laundry, do some dishes, and if that's all done, who knows? Maybe I get some work done on a laptop and work on the podcast here.
Here you go.
Or work on something else on my computer, or just play video games. Have chill downtime. I am a gamer. I did mention that last time as well. I love video games, and it's just a great relaxing thing for me, which doesn't happen as often during the day as I'd like it to. Usually my video game timing is when I'm supposed to be sleeping at night. So when everyone else is asleep and taken care of, I stay up and I torture my body and my health and just stay awake and play games. Not a great idea, but that's why I drink coffee and lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee.
Yeah, so that's about me. If you have any questions, let me know. I will gladly answer them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll dive into a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think of some questions that'd be cool to ask.
Sure.
But maybe we'll go through me and then we can kind of go bounce back to that or something.
Yeah.
So I kind of referenced it, I think, in our first one,
probably.
that I'm a youth pastor, next gen pastor, technically. So I oversee birth through basically young adults.
Yes, he gets to watch the birth.
Yeah,
He oversees it.
That sounds weird.
That's actually my wife. She's
yes,
she does that physically.
No, but I help cultivate. I guess that's the better biblical
cultivate.
relationship of all the way from the birth all the way up to young adults. And super excited to be in this role. It's been not a challenge, but just a growth aspect.
Okay, now this role's a little bit bigger than the roles you've previously held, right?
Yes, yeah. So
now, just in term, really, because as I recall, last time you had a position like this, you did most of that anyway.
A little bit.
You just didn't get like the title for it, but
I helped out in kids and stuff, but I wasn't like the direct report. I guess.
But now it's all on you.
Now it's all on
you
me.
lose a kid, it's your fault.
yeah. So it's cool though. I love it. It's pretty challenging to grow myself as a leader and grow just my own capabilities because my personality is very much so a doer. But we can get into that another episode if we.
I think that's James, not Hebrews, but just kidding, everybody. A little Bible humor.
It's been good. I love it. It's super fun. You get to see. The one thing I'm really trying to do is bridge the gap between that when a student is born or when they come to the church and then when they graduate or leave the church, that there's a certain level of knowledge and different things that they learn. So it's kind of cool that I get to make that decision. Not because I'm egotistical, but because then it's nice that like I don't have to like if it's my idea and as long as Pastor Mark's cool with it, like let's roll. So yeah, but it's cool. It's normal kind of work week. Well, I guess not really because technically my work week starts on Sundays and then goes through Thursdays because we get Fridays and Saturdays off.
Nice.
And then got my one boy Rylan, who is a year and 2 months, almost a year and 3 months now. So he is growing like a weed. He's gonna be tall and eat us out of house and home, and it's super fun though. I love it. And we got a dog, Kinley, who is, oh goodness, Lainey's gonna be mad.
She's old.
She's old. Yeah. We actually got her it was like almost a 1 year anniversary of being married. So what would that be? Oh, goodness.
Well, you should know this answer.
Oh, great. I was not.
Maybe we'll edit this out so it doesn't look so bad.
No, Kinley is 6 years old.
Yeah, I talked so we could figure it out. I saw his brain moving.
No, Kinley's 5 years old. We've been married for goodness.
I didn't talk long enough.
You did not talk. No, we're about to be married for 6 years. That's what it is. Forgive me, Lainey.
Congratulations, 6 years.
Yeah, 6 whole years next July.
Oh, wow.
And then, Kinley will be 5 next July.
This June, me and my wife are coming up on 11 years.
11 years.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. So, it's good. There's the normal challenges of, like, one big thing, I guess, that I've learned is being a pastor and a dad and just a husband, really, is that and your wife experiences this as well, being just the doctor that she is. I know some doctors are different, but your wife is much more different than any doctor that I know that Laney's experienced, but we'll leave that for another day. But like, there's no clock out, I guess.
No, yeah,
and it's nice because then there's also not a clock in. But
I guess that's one way to look at it. That's a weird way to look at it.
Yeah, but it's also like I could get a call at early in the morning, and
actually, it's a lot like my job. I get called often in early in the morning.
That's true.
I'll have to wake up sometimes at like 3 in the morning. I hear my name being called, and they don't have my phone number yet, or else I'd be in trouble. Because I'd be getting calls right now.
Yeah.
Dad, where's the scissors? Dad, I want a snack. Dad.
But no, that was a learning curve of learning how to balance work life and knowing my personality of how I want to get things done, and I love lists. I love crossing things off, which is so weird because
he's making a list.
He's checking it twice. Because my personality is kind of fly by the seat of my pants, but I also lists are my go-to for getting things done.
Yeah.
But I also have had to learn, no, this is not a fire that needs to be put out today. It
Sure.
should wait until next week.
Yeah, that's next week's.
Yeah,
problem.
I need to go home and hang out with my son or with my wife.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I love it. It's super fun. I wouldn't trade being a pastor for anything. Yeah. So it's a little bit more about me. Love to, like I said last time, love to hunt and fish, play video games.
Yeah.
Brother Scott here.
That's right.
Drop
it into the war zone.
Yeah. No,
playing some NHL.
We love to play games together. We also, I hope we get to start up that Blitzball League again.
Oh, that was fantastic.
And you know what? Now that I have Rylan,
you can play too.
Get the kids into it.
Or he can just sit down and hold the camera while we're making clips out there, dropping bombs.
Dropping bombs. Yeah. That'd be fun. Well, I guess that kind of... So what's one, because I just kind of talked about, what's one of the biggest things that I had to learn as juggling the pastor role as well as the dad role.
Yeah.
So, but what's one of the biggest challenges that you've learned as a stay-at-home dad with a wife that's a physician that the past couple days, she was supposed to be home at a certain time, but she didn't come home till, 13, 14 hours later?
Yeah, I mean, she was on call all night, but she is a family physician that does OB, so she was delivering a baby, and we all know babies.
She watches them.
She does. She watches them from birth. You're right. And as long as they're staying in the area, she watches them from birth until death. That's morose, but it's kind of like that. She's a doctor.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you got to take in mind that I've been a stay-at-home dad since my first daughter was born. I was in college studying for history and education. I was going for a dual major, so I could be a history teacher. I was at the University of Maine, and we started. My wife got pregnant, and we were very happy. And we realized that she was in med school. And I was in school as well, and 2 full-time students are not going to take care of a child, especially with no money to have a daycare or something else. Mm-hmm. So I knew it going into this marriage that it would very likely be my job to be a stay-at-home parent. But I was still in school when we got married, so I kept going with that. And I ended up being a stay-at-home dad when our firstborn came. And that was a long time ago. My wife was still in med school. And then she transitioned into, I can't remember. Not residency, but her 3rd and 4th year, she was at hospitals learning. Then she wasn't a resident. She wasn't doing all that stuff. Because then residency is another 3-year program after med school.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
I appreciate
There's so much schooling.
The amount of schooling.
People are doctors go to school for a long time, but you don't know unless you're a doctor or you're married to one. And it's ridiculous how much time she had to spend. And I love her, and she's so dedicated to her work and to studies. And she was always like that ever since I knew her in undergrad. She was a very great student. And she dedicated everything she had to school in medical school. And now with her patients, she does that just the same. But a big learning curve for me was schedules are not set when it comes to work as a family physician in a small town. Yeah. Because I'm on call with babies, with my kids. Andrew's on call with anyone at church who calls him at any hour of the day. and with his kids, she's on call, and it could be like the drop of a hat. Oh, there's a baby that's coming, and they need someone there. She's there, and she's there for until the baby's out, which could be like a 15-hour labor or something. And it's like I can't expect the baby to come at a certain time unless it's a C-section. So flexibility with schedules is something I really had to learn. And it's tough when you have a baby at home, and I'm not blaming her at all. I have plenty of milk and stuff to feed my baby, but it's like, I'm trying to schedule a baby, and she's trying to schedule a different baby. Right. And it's like, I just kind of wanted to know when, but you can never know. And it's not her fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's her work. Yeah. And it's crazy sometimes. It's like the other night, she's got some time off coming up. And it was supposed to be her last day of work. And at the end of the day, there's a delivery, and guess what? It's going to be a long one. And she came home 12 hours after she was supposed to be home. And I was like, well, it happens. Yeah. Yeah. So me as a stay-at-home dad, just keep with the kids. It was Christmas vacation, so they didn't have school. We did lots of crafts. We had fun. We did what kids do. Yeah. I'm just a big kid that feeds littler kids.
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate your perspective on that, because I think it ties in, not exactly to every dad's situation, but just that, especially as men, that sometimes our schedules can be and it's weird because, like I said, my personality is the fly by the seat of my pants, but I also kind of want to know what's going on. And when things change, it's like, really, come on, no. But that's also just part of especially when you have young kids.
Yeah, young kids' schedules are also shot, by the way. Yeah, it's like, oh great, we're gonna do something at 2:00, and then they start crying that they're tired or hungry, and it's like, oh, it was 2:00 an hour ago. Let's do something. But yeah, no, you can't tell the kids no.
Right. Well, there's definitely that juggle of trying to just make sure that their normal needs are taken care of, but then it's also okay, but is this really that important that I'm gonna make you stay awake or make you just do it? There's aspects of parenthood that you have to be the bearer of bad news, I guess.
The bearer of bad news.
Yeah, you cannot eat just Cheerios for the whole day.
Oh, my 5-year-old, it's her favorite thing when I tell her that she has to do something like a chore or something. She'll be like, you're the meanest. I was like, yeah, I'm awful. Just do it.
Rylan started that. He's in I don't know. I'm assuming it's part of his teething, but also just his development where
teeth.
But he started the squirming when we're trying to change him and things, and it's you're gonna have a tood when you're a 3-year-old.
Dude with a tood. The worst is when they're struggling when you're changing a giant poopy diaper.
Oh yeah, and you got
your hand's getting in this guy. Yeah, if you don't stop, you're gonna get poop all over you and me. And no one's happy at that time.
And it's all because they don't understand. They're just mad. Yeah. And you're like, listen, kid.
Yeah.
No, but it's fun.
I was not checking the battery in the camera.
I wouldn't trade.
No. Kids are fantastic, honestly.
But it's definitely one of the biggest learning curves, I think.
Yeah.
Not only as a dad, but also as a husband. Mm-hmm. We had kind of talked about this being a whole nother topic. Yeah. And maybe we could make it another topic.
Sure.
But just that aspect of time management. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
Yeah.
Trying to not only when you first get married and you're like, yo, I gotta do what? I gotta spend time with, not because we don't love them, but it's it's not just.
Well, it's funny how that switch kind of flips. I know we're talking about a little different topic than work, but how when you get married, it's like, all right, now I have to spend time with you. But before, it's like, I can't stop spending time with you.
Right.
And it's like, all right, well, can I have a little, now that we're married, let me have a little me time.
Yeah.
But it's not that you don't love them.
Right.
It's that, hold on, let's think about what's happening.
Yeah. And there's that balance.
Yeah, exactly.
And not that, I think some people use that me time as a get away from their spouse and as an unhealthy way.
Right. That's a little different. That's not what I meant. But
right. No. Yeah.
Everyone needs some time to unwind from either a day or.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's great to unwind with your wife or
absolutely. Lainey and I we've decided we're trying to make it a staple that we watch we should pull off the futon mattress
and watch your kid,
lay it on the floor, and then we just watch a movie.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah, while Ryland's asleep, we're like,
yeah.
This will be our date night: is movie, popcorn, and ice cream, and
popcorn and ice cream,
hang out, and yeah,
coffee.
It's kind of she doesn't actually like coffee.
That's okay.
And 9 o'clock at night is kind of late for coffee.
It is, and you know what I hate? We'll get on to the coffee topic. I hate decaf.
Oh,
who in the world is decaf coffee for? Do you drink decaf?
I hope not.
It's like what? It's not even uncaffeinated. It's just decaf. There's still caffeine in it.
Yeah.
So it's not like if you can have caffeine, I'll drink a decaf.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know.
But that's good. So that's just a little bit about us.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I like about our setup of this podcast is just going to be about like our lives. And so our lives are always going to be intertwined into like what we're talking about. So we've got some fun stuff that we're going to dive into. Different kinds of coffee that we'll try.
Different coffee. We got fun topics that we're going to talk about.
Yeah. We may even, we're deciding between if we're going to do the old cat poo coffee or not.
I don't know about the cat poo.
It's little. Yeah, I watched a video on it and I was like, it's literally like they feed the animal the beans and then they poop out the beans or what's
left. They wash the beans off?
I have no clue.
I was just like, oh, there's a little poop here.
Spit it out. No, but it'll be fun. We're super excited to just do this, talk about life.
Not super excited about poop coffee.
Not the poop coffee part. That's going to be more like it's like the one chip challenge or when we did the hot ones.
We did the hot ones.
It's like it was fun, and I would definitely do it again.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna regret it afterwards.
I enjoy the hot chicken stuff.
Yeah.
Spicy stuff's not really a bother to me.
Maybe that could be part of it.
It's not fun. It's uncomfortable, but like the flavors are still there.
Yeah. Until you get to like the bomb. But anyways,
it'll be good. Flavor.
We're excited to talk about life, and we appreciate you guys joining us as we talk about life.
Yeah.
And coffee and different ways to make coffee. And as we've said, we'll do some. Hopefully, we can get a way to set up where people can ask questions and maybe specifically. Like, hey, what do you guys think about this? Or, hey, even like, hey, try this kind of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be super fun. Like, if there's I know that I have friends that were born and raised in Ethiopia, and the way they make coffee is like insane.
Oh, I bet.
And it's like super, super strong. And I was asking him about it, and he was like, yeah, you literally only need like one little teacup size and you're good for the whole day.
Oh, wow. That's strong coffee.
So it's stuff like that. It could be fun to try. And
put some hair on your chest. Maybe a little bit of hair on your face too.
Yeah. But we appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Wow, we're probably going to have this all figured out, but there's going to be stuff down in the description. Yes. Either a YouTube channel, if you're watching it on YouTube, it's going to be the Spotify or iTunes or SoundCloud. However,
or all of the above.
Or all the above. However, we're getting the podcast out. Go ahead and subscribe to it. Click likes, click links, whatever down in the description. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be there. And if it's not,
there'll be a way to put in questions and stuff.
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe set up an email address. You can email us.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Tell us how handsome we are and how good our coffee tastes, even though this isn't our coffee. But
yeah, somebody else made this for us.
They did.
It's so good.
They did.
So good.
Hot stuff.
Hot. Oh, yeah. Yours got the sticker.
I got a little sticker they usually put over the mouthpiece, which is funny because they touch the sticker and then they put it over the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I'm not a germaphobe, but it can't be very sanitary. Sanitary?
Santa's...
It's gone.
Yeah.
Santa's gone.
Christmas is done.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're just rambling now.
Just rambling.
But we'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you next time. Thank you so much.